Hi, everybody. It is Monday, the 21st, 2016, and it's just me and Riley here. There's little Riley O'Reilly. She is a Texas wild tarantula. There are over 500 different species of the wild tarantula, and she was actually found in a little town called Farmersville, Texas. And these kids found her and destroyed her egg sac, which we don't talk about that. And they had her for a little bit, and then they gave her something to this man, and he had her for a while, and he put a posting on Craigslist that he needed to rehome her. Well, when we went and picked her up, she was in such sad conditions, I'm surprised she survived. Very, very tortured. Riley was so stressed out that I couldn't hold her, and neither I or Wayne could hold her, and that just breaks my heart because that's one of the fastest ways that you connect with them is if they let you hold them. And so Wayne and I started. We started a new thing thanks to Riley, and that's where we take a little washcloth or a little piece of cloth that we're going to put in with the tarantula or scorpion. And it works with dogs and cats too, y'all. But we'll take it and like rub it on my tummy or on the back of my neck, someplace that I can get my scent onto it. And Wayne does the same. And then we put that little piece of cloth in with them, and they get used to our scent. So, you know, it comforts them, and that's another thing's cool. But this is Riley, and I honestly don't know how old she is. Like I said, she was found in the wild, and then we got her, I would say, probably about 3 years after she was originally found. And I'm trying to get the camera where you can see her better. This way, this way. Okay, there we go. And she is a sweet little girl, and very, very sweet, temperamented, and she loves to be cuddled. She loves to be held. And in fact, just a little bit ago, she's had an issue to where her little spinnerets, one of them is a little clogged. So we've been trying to get that unclogged for her, and without scaring her, we don't want to put anything warm on her, like a little warm pack. But what we did was take a Q-tip and dip it in just a little tiny bit of like vitamin E oil, and I didn't have any, so I had to use my anointing oil the other night, and I put that on her little spinneret, and we said a prayer over it, and she's doing better tonight. In fact, her little booty, I'm trying to get this where you can see her better. Her little booty was swelled twice the size as it is right now, and I was very afraid for her that something might, happen. And I actually learned something, guys, and here is something I'm gonna teach you guys that I just recently learned. And those that deal in tarantulas, they'll probably roll their eyes when they find out that I just learned this. But I found online, these people have a diagram, an anime diagram that shows you where different things are in their body. And I always call this spot right up here where the eyes are, I always call that the sweater. And then, of course, you heard me say booty. Well, she's going to turn around for me. Good girl, Riley. As you can see, her little booty is quite bald. And most of the time, that's a sign of stress. And we've gotten some of our tarantulas, like Coco, the one that just passed away back in July. He was completely bald, head to toe. He was bald all over. So, but anyway, her hair not being there, it's not because of being stressed, but because her little booty has been real swollen. And like whenever we have a swollen foot or whatever, the hairs and stuff can change on it, and then once it's healed, everything's fine. So I just wanted to kind of tilt her back here, but I learned on this diagram that right in this area right here, on her booty area, that's where her heart is. So I just kissed my little sweetheart on the heart. Very, very intelligent. Oh my gosh. I just cannot stress enough about how intelligent these guys are and how wonderful they are. Some people that they collect them like trading cards, but they call it a hobby. Well, it's not a hobby. This is a life. Okay, this is a living, breathing, eating, pooping creature, and I thank God every day for each and every one of them that I have, and I hope that when I'm gone, I want to be remembered as a person that made a difference and spoke for these. Someone the other day made a comment about how it's just a spider, you know, why is its life valuable? And my response was, why is your dog's life valuable? What what what's bigger deal about a dog or cat versus a tarantula? These guys are very intelligent. They're very sweet temperamented, and the ones that are considered aggressive aren't really aggressive. They are just skittish. And if you were afraid, you're going to throw your fangs to scare whatever off so they leave you alone. But, like I said, this is Wiley O'Reilly because when we got her, the man that we got her from lived in Wiley, Texas, and which is on the other side of Dallas from where we are. And so we tried, when we did rescues, we tried to always name them by the area that we got them from. One of our guys back here was one of the girls. She was never named, and her sister had gotten the tarantula and went off to school or something. I don't remember now, but left it at home. And this girl's dad said, "Find it a new home, or I'm throwing it out in the backyard." Well, when tarantula, even the ones that started out wild, once they become domesticated and they've been inside the house and stuff, if you release them out in the wild, they'll die. They do not do well being rehomed outside. Now, if you went outside and there was one crawling across your porch and you picked it up in a little butter bowl and took it and put it over by the tree or something and released it, that's different. So, but these guys are, I mean, I can't talk enough about them. And Zelda, I'm sorry that you're not close enough. I would actually go pick you up and bring you here and let you meet each and every one of these and see that they all have different personalities. And I had a nurse come out for home health care, and she was asking me, how do you know what they need? And I said, well, it's really simple. Riley's wanting to get down and walk around. That's why she's going to start walking here. When you have a baby, you don't get a pamphlet that says, okay, wah, one wah means I'm hungry, two wahs, wah, wah, I'm wet, three wahs, wah, 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 I need to be burped. You just learn their body language. You learn their different things that they do. Tarantulas and scorpions do not make any kind of noise, except for the Goliath tarantula, and they make a hissing noise when they're upset. And in order to get them upset, you gotta torture them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. People want to hear that noise, so they torture them. Okay, that would be like, torturing your dog or torturing your cat just to hear it bark, purr, or meow. And it's just not right. But anyway, this is Riley, and she is a very sweet girl. The you'll see tarantulas like Riley in the state of New Mexico, part of Arizona, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas. Um, they're just kind of scattered around, and Riley here is a female of one of the, I would say, one of the most seen breeds. And it's easy to tell a male and female when you learn about the breeds, but I'll give you a little hint for this little girl. Besides the fact that she has laid an egg sac before, um, usually a female tarantula, their bodies are kind of, I call it squatty, where they're a little bulky looking, look like a little uh, weightlifter. Get two of them, name them Hans and Franz, and they're gonna pump you up. Okay, but the booty tells a lot. With a female, their booty in general looks like, like your thumb, how it's bulged, but it's, just like that. Okay. A male, their booty is in the shape of a teardrop. And next time I get one of my males out, I'll make sure and let y'all see that. Oops, I'm sorry. And yes, I do kiss my tarantulas. And it's like kissing a fuzzy twig. Um, so especially the males, because they don't have a lot of muscles and stuff on them, and they're very sweet. And I love them bunches. And depending on the treatment and where the tarantula is, ladies and gentlemen, tarantulas can live anywhere from 1 second up to 45 years. Yes, 45 years. So when you adopt one of these guys, it's a lifetime commitment. I've received emails, I've received texts, I've received phone calls, people telling me, well, we fed it and everything, and figured by now it would be gone because it's been a year. And I said, well, you've got a breed there that has the possibility of living for 40 years. Well, I don't want that. Well, people, please think about that before you adopt. Which brings me to the last part of this quick little video. Riley and I, and Buttons is over here near me, we ask that this holiday season, please don't ask Santa Claus for a pet. It's not cool. I mean, everybody loves the thought of, your little child opening up a box and there's a puppy or a kitten in it. But too many animals are taken to the pound and are euthanized every year because of people that, oh, well, my kids said they wanted a dog, but they got to where they didn't want to take care of it, didn't want to pay any attention to it, so, we just dropped it off somewhere, or we just took it to the pound. It's not it's not good for anyone. And I do ask people whenever I come across owners of tarantulas that seem like they don't really want to get rid of it, but either their lives have gotten so busy they don't feel like they're devoting enough time, or, whatever the reason is, I always ask them a couple of times before we leave, and I tell them, 24 hours, if you've changed your mind, we'll meet back up. But once they get used to whoever is their family, it's very cruel to go back and take them away. And that goes for dogs, cats, rats, birds, fish, whatever the critter is. You're making a lifetime commitment when you adopt these creatures and bring them into your home and bring them into your life. So I ask all of you that if you're considering getting a puppy or a cat or tarantula for your children for Christmas, ask Santa Claus to just put a note in a box, and then y'all can go together and, after Christmas is over, and meet up with and see whether or not it's a good fit. And please, whatever you do, please adopt from your local rescues. They call it recycling alive, but I'm telling you, I've never rescued any of these guys. They've always rescued me. And they give you a lot of love, and they may not be quote unquote purebred, but at the end of the day, neither are you. So, please, please don't just buy an animal for your children. You know, if you know somebody around like me, I have invited and I've told them at all the pet stores that they have my name and phone number. And if somebody's never had a tarantula and they have questions, I would have no problem driving up, meeting with them, bringing one of mine to show them, you know, how gentle they are and everything. I have no problem at all. And I really do love to tell people about these guys because Hollywood has given them a bad rep. And these are not spiders. They are tarantulas. A tarantula is not a spider. A spider is not a tarantula. Um, Kind of the easiest way I used to tell is you got an orangutan and a silverback gorilla. They're both considered primates or an ape, but they're not what the other one is. And there are so many different issues and different things that between a tarantula and a scorpion. But there is one thing that they have in common that I will tell you about. Someone asked me, how do you tell when a tarantula does not want to be held or don't want to be picked up, don't want to be messed with? And since Riley is one of them that has in the past been abused, I'm not going to make her do it. But you see her here. See what looks like the little tiny legs in the very front? Those are called pedipalps, okay? And the pedipalps, a lot of tarantulas use them and spiders use them for extra leg, or if they're holding their food, they can use them to hold food. The male tarantula, they use them to hold on to the female when it's mating time, and they use theirs like having two extra legs. It's very rare that you'll see a male tarantula that doesn't use them like she's doing right now as extra feet. But just please, guys, do your research and don't just throw a bow on a dog or cat and say, "Here, Merry Christmas, it's yours," and then turn around and don't keep it locked up in a room by itself, and don't take them to the pound. Be a responsible pet owner. Be a responsible human being for once in your life and take it very seriously. I believe with all my heart that God put these creatures on the earth for us to care for and for them to love us as well as we love them. And they love with no conditions. They just like it whenever you make sure they have food and they have water and that they have love. And but that's it. This is Wiley O'Reilly. She's from Farmersville, Texas. And she is one of my sweet girls here. She is a Yellow Rose of Texas. She is a Texas Wild. And so on behalf of myself, Riley, there he is, and Buttons. Say hi, Buttons. Thank you for watching our video. And please, text me, call me, email me if you got any questions. I'd rather answer your questions than an animal not having a good home. Thanks.